Guys, I think I've fallen in love. We've only just met recently, but it's like we're made for each other. They're beautiful, smart, soft, but also a little bit dark and mysterious. They really bring out the best in me. It's like every time we're together, I just feel so much happier and more confident. And the best part is, I made them myself. Yes, I'm talking about pants. But everything I said is true. Like, the love is real. That's because these aren't just pants. These are the first piece in my summer uniform capsule collection. And if you aren't caught up, the TLDR is that I've decided to design and sew my own style uniform for the upcoming summer. The collection is called Spomenik, and it's inspired by the timeless beauty of statues and monuments. And if you want to see the in-depth concept generation and inspiration behind the collection as a whole, go check out the last video in this series. Today though, it's all about the pants. So let's take a look at the ups and downs of perhaps the greatest love story of our generation. I'm Liam Daniel, and you're watching another episode of Sterling Silver Studio right here on Patchwork Television. It all started with an idea, a simple sketch. A sketch based on a couple mood boards and a dream. When I trend forecasted for summer 2026, one of the standout elements was stripes, notably on trousers. Other standouts were the color gray and baggy pants. For my uniform, I want to reinterpret that through the more structural lens of my Spomenik concept. The way I'm applying that to these pants is through a monumental, oversized silhouette. I also want to reinterpret the stripes, not only as a textile pattern, but as a fabric manipulation. The inverted French seams and darts create new lines throughout the pants that add an avant-garde depth and mimic the modernist Spomenik designs. I revised my original sketch to incorporate grommets into the outer French seams. Lace-up details are a big part of my evolving design language. This helps add visual intrigue and makes the pants more size-adjustable in the hip region. In line with increasing utility, I also want to add pleated cargo pockets to the sides. This makes the pants more fun to look at, but also more useful when wearing them. To make sure I was confident translating the sketch into a pattern, I first wanted to do a technical mock-up. So I booted up Adobe Illustrator and did just that. This part of the process helps me better understand the shapes, construction details, colors, and proportions I'm going to be working with. I want to make sure everything I imagine in my head is possible before I start building a BOM and drafting my prototype pattern. BOM stands for Bill of Materials, by the way. It's not like Anyways, I will say this definitely isn't my greatest technical sketch ever. I was low-key speedrunning it, so don't fry me too hard. However, even though the proportions of my lace-up details and pleats were a bit off, I could still visualize how the pants would turn out in person, so I was confident enough to move on to the prototype. And let me tell you right now, it's a good thing I chose to do a prototype. With a technical sketch to go off of, I drafted my first pattern. I skipped filming most of this part because it was pretty boring in my opinion. If you want to see more pattern drafting content or tutorials, let me know in the comments and I can make separate videos for things like that. Anyways, I started with a basic pants block and then added the modifications I wanted, like widening the waist to add pleats to the front and darts on the back. I also drew in where I wanted my French seams to go and then cut the pattern into its separate pieces based on that. As a last minute modification, I added some extra darts to the bottom of the pants to create a bit more of a balloon shape and build on the structural look I was looking for. With my first pattern done, I can now sew the prototype. Prototype, or proto, is essentially a stripped down version of your final product that tests for the fit or functionality using a cheaper material. I'm mostly worried about getting a good fit around the waist and crotch while maintaining a baggy silhouette. I've had issues with these areas before on previous projects that I didn't make prototypes for, which is always tragic. I started with the front by sewing in the pleats. Next, I worked on adding the side seam pocket concept. I only did this to one of the sides so I could test its functionality. Next up was sewing the inverted French seams, which is where I first started noticing some things go wrong. When folded out, the inner French seam covered up the pleat, taking away from the overall aesthetics. But this just made me even happier that I chose to do a proto in the first place, since I can fix this and any other mistakes later. And trust me, there ended up being a lot of other mistakes. Next, I finished up the back, and the only problem I noticed here was that the welt pocket was too wide to fit between the French seams. Things went smoothly after that until I went to sew my pant legs together. The outside seams matched up perfectly, but the inseams were completely off, with the back being 1.5 inches too short. When I made the back crotch curve, I accidentally extended it downwards instead of up and out, which chewed into that inseam length. After trying on the prototype, I wrote out everything to be adjusted in the new pattern. This includes bringing in the waist and moving our French seams around to give a better aesthetic flow and make room for the pockets and such. So here's that revised pattern. I just taped the old pattern back together and then made all my adjustments in Sharpie and then recut it out again. At this point, I was praying that the pattern would work out because I had no more muslin to make another prototype, and to be honest, I couldn't be bothered to even if I did. Speaking of fabrics, the next step of this mission is to get everything I need to actually make the pants. After drawing the technical sketch and finalizing the pattern, I made my bill of materials. The most important factor here is obviously the fabric of the pants. My dream fabric would be a nice linen, which would make the pants flowy and breathable even in record-breaking heats. I'd also prefer a grayer stripe pattern to match the Spomenik theme. With this in mind, I made my pilgrimage to the place I knew would have just what I wanted: Fine Fabrics in Commerce, Georgia. I collected a group of some gray striped fabrics that I liked, but I couldn't decide between this more classic gray with silver stripes and the overall metallic one, so I just got 2 yards of each. After pondering for a bit, I ended up going with the classic stripes because it gave off more pant energy, if that makes sense. I love this other fabric though, and luckily I think it would look perfect for the shorts concept I have for this collection. That will likely be the next episode in this series, so subscribe to see how those turn out. While I was at the fabric store, I also grabbed 3 yards of a gray woven rope to lace up the pants. All of the other supplies I needed I already had stored up from previous projects. And it's not until this point that I started making the actual pants. After finding inspiration, sketching, revising, technical sketching, pattern drafting, prototyping, and revising again, I'm finally ready to commit to the real thing. This fashion stuff gets complicated, man. Sewing the final pants went a lot smoother than the prototype, except for the first step. When I went to lay my pattern pieces down, I almost had a panic attack because it looked like not everything was gonna fit. But after a few minutes of playing with the pieces and putting everything super close together, I barely had enough fabric for everything. After that, everything was lining up exactly how I pictured it. To be fair, it should have lined up the first time, but I honestly don't even know what happened there. This is where it's nice to have done a prototype though, because it's almost like a rehearsal. Now I knew all the motions I had to execute, so I could do them more easily and efficiently. I started with the front panels, adding the pockets, and then doing the inverted French seam detail. I added an interface to the top parts for the grommets, which definitely came in clutch later. Next I did the same for the back panels, starting with my welt pocket, and then moving to the darts and the French seams. At this point, I added in the grommets before things got too complicated. Next, I had to prep the cargo pocket pieces and sew the side seams together for where the pockets would go. The following step was a bit concerning because I didn't rehearse it in the prototype. It was time to add the exposed zipper fly. Turns out I was afraid for nothing because everything came together quite easily in the end. After that, I added the waistband and fly protector, which made the pants technically wearable. After trying them on though, I realized I needed to cut a few inches off the end before I hemmed the pants so they wouldn't turn into street sweepers. Once the pants were hemmed, they were ready to be rocked. Now that we're at the end, I'm going to show all the details and give my final thoughts. My honest thoughts this time. To start the video, I hyped these up like they're the greatest pants ever made, but obviously they aren't. More like top 5. Seriously though, I love like 92% of what's going on here. My main gripe is the fit. Somehow after 2 tries, they're still a little loose on the waist, which goes into my second issue. The lace-up sides aren't as functional as I thought they would be for the size adjustment. If you pull them tight, they technically work, but it creates a weird silhouette in the rest of the pants, so I'd honestly rather just sag. That's not even bad though, because I'm usually sagging anyways, to be fair. At the end of the day though, I'm my own worst critic, and even if 92% is good, my mind is always going to focus on the bad parts. That being said, I do love a lot about the pants. The overall silhouette came out perfectly. It's got just the imposing structural shape I wanted to play into for Spomenik. The fabric was also insanely clutch. I'm super glad I went with the striped one over the shiny one. It's hard to explain, but the vibes just align. I'm also proud of how the insides turned out. Recently, with all the clothes I design, I've been trying to keep the insides looking just as good as the outsides. Using the French seam pockets, lap seams, and bias tape, I was able to achieve that satisfying clean look. And even though the lace-up details aren't the most functional aesthetically, they add a lot of character and texture. They aren't perfect, but the good for sure outweighs the bad. So despite their flaws, I am still in love with these pants. And those flaws, I mean, that's how you know it's true love. Alright, follow me on Instagram if you want to see everything I make in a photo shoot format. I also usually post stuff early there, like these pants I probably posted over a week ago. The next episode in this series will likely be the shorts, so stay tuned for that. I also have some more video essays on the way, so subscribe to keep up with everything that's coming to the channel. The growth and support recently has been truly inspiring. Love you guys, almost as much as I love these pants, and I'll see you next time.